Okay, so welcome back, and now we're going to do an example of finding the remainder of a series, of an alternating series, and in particular we want to find a bound on it. So if we can find using the theorem of the remainder test, the remainder for the alternating series test, what we can do is we can find an upper bound. And of course, what's the upper bound going to be? Well, it's going to just be the next term, right? So it's very straightforward. But nonetheless, what we want to do here in this case is we want to find the error. So we want to find r sub 10, right? We want to find the bound on r sub 10 for finding the partials when we find the partial sum of s sub 10. Right? So we're going to deal with the 10th partial sum. Okay? And so we want to use the remainder estimate to determine a bound on the error r sub 10. Okay? And of course, this is based on, like I said, assuming that we're doing the 10th partial sum, s sub 10. Okay, so, well, what does this all mean? Well, like I said, if it's an alternating series, now again, let's check the conditions, right? We know this is 1 over n squared, that's b sub n, right? So let's do that down here. So b sub n equals 1 over n squared. It's obvious that this is the b sub n decreases as n increases, and the limit is going to 0. So this does meet the hypotheses. It does satisfy the hypotheses of the alternating series test. And so we know this thing converges, right? So we can go forward. If it didn't converge, then this would be a waste of time. So we want to do that. So this does converge. So now s sub 10, we want to calculate what the bound would be for r sub 10. Well, since we're dealing with s sub 10, it's just going to be the next term, right? So we know the absolute value of r sub 10 is going to be what? Less than or equal to b sub 11. Well, what's b11? Well, we just stick in 11, so this is going to be negative 1 to the 12th over 11 squared. Okay, and then of course, this is just going to end up being 1, and this is going to be 1 over 121, so this is going to be less than, so this would be the exact bound, 1 over 121, okay, which is approximately equal to that. Okay. And that's it. That's all there is to it. So just to recap, as long as this satisfies the hypotheses of an alternating series test, then, and we know what partial sum that we are using or that we're working with, then the remainder is just has to be less than or equal to whatever the next term is, or in this case, b sub n plus 1. And that's it. Have a great day.